This is a year that you cannot afford to waste anything. You cannot afford to waste money. You cannot afford to waste time. And you can't even afford to waste energy. All right. So you want to make sure that you're sitting down and you're putting together a plan. You want to make sure that you're planning. Get a plan. And I've talked about this before in at least one video. I've talked about the most basic financial plan that you can get or have is a budget. Sit down, actually take time to do a budget. This is a year that you cannot afford to waste anything. You cannot afford to waste money. You cannot afford to waste time. And you can't even afford to waste energy. All right. So you want to make sure that you're sitting down and you're putting together a plan. Get a budget together, sit down. And it's so simple and easy. You don't have to overcomplicate it. Okay. Sometimes people can overcomplicate things and then they don't want to do it. But many of you that are watching this video are grown adults. So, if you don't have a budget and you're like, okay, I need to put some things in place, sit down and do a budget. Carve out some time, get your favorite, beverage, plan for it, make it something exciting, something that you're looking forward to. If you need to get a babysitter, get a babysitter. Plan it out. Don't just say, oh, I'm gonna do a budget, sometime this weekend, or no, carve out the time, what time frame, give yourself at least 2 hours. And so you can go through and, pull the information you need to pull, because you need to pull together what are your expenses for the month. You need to pull together, how much revenue income you have coming in each month. And if you're married, you should be doing this with your spouse, not just by yourself. Now, if your spouse doesn't want to do it for whatever reason, then you still make the time to sit down and do it. Okay. So make sure that you're planning, that you're getting together a plan. And so, not just with the budget. And I'm gonna tell you, the other day I actually spent time with my 18-year-old and helped her put together her own budget. So if the 18-year-old is taking time to do a budget, many of you need to be taking out time to do a budget. And I'm gonna tell you, that budget is gonna help you, especially for this year. All right. And this is one thing, this is a saying that I'm sure many of you have heard, is if you fail to plan, then you can just go ahead and plan to fail. If you fail to plan, then you're planning to fail. So make sure that you have a plan. All right. Put a plan in place. And you may see me looking down because I'm looking at my notes to make sure I'm covering certain things. And not just planning with your money, planning with your time. That's probably the most wasted thing, is time. You want to make sure that you're not wasting time. Something else that I subscribe to and it helps me, and it's a great form of, a great way to actually save money, is actually planning out your meals, planning out your grocery list before you go to the grocery store, instead of just like, I kind of know, what I need to get, and you go in there and spend, a couple $100s. It only intended to maybe get a handful of items. Take the time, do some planning, preparation, and actually list out what you need to get for the meals that you're planning to cook for that week or for the month or something like that. All right. Instead of just going down every hour like, oh, that looks good. Oh, go in the store with a list. I'm telling you, you're going to save time and you're definitely going to save money. All right. And with the price of groceries these days, everyone should be doing this, to be honest. So make sure that you're planning out your grocery list. And there's other things, but these are just some examples, because you want to make sure that you are eliminating waste. Basically, when you're not planning, typically you're overspending. So that's wasting money. Typically, you're spending more time on something than you need to. That's wasting time, and even at times energy. I know I don't have any energy, time, or money to be wasting. And so I want to encourage you all to make sure that you're taking out time to plan. All right. And until next time, be blessed.